Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm excited to be able to share with you some of the things I've learned over the last 13 years about keeping our families healthy. My name is Stacy Turner. I'm a friend of Lisa's, and Lisa invited me to join you tonight, to share some of the things, like I said, that I have learned and that I've been able to keep up with all of these years that have really made a huge impact on our whole family's health. And I was blessed to be able to meet Lisa and share with her. And Lisa's in the car, so we can't really see her. But Lisa, I would love for you to share with everyone why you wanted me to come on and talk with them and what's got you so excited.
First of all, Stacy contacted me after she saw on Facebook our struggles with Makayla getting recurrent UTIs. And we've tried everything. All of her diagnostic testing was normal, so we're still not sure why she's getting them, but she is probably our pickiest and worst junk food junkie that we have. And once Stacy shared with me Juice Plus in the video I shared with all of you, Bridging the Gap, I was very excited and knew that this was something that we had to try to make ourselves healthier, and also with the to help heal my body from the previous chemotherapy I had as a child.
Well, I know that, Lisa, as we've started to talk, we've kind of been digging deeper with some of those things, and I'm just very excited that you've said yes and that your mind and your heart were open to the information. And I just want to encourage everybody else to join us in that place of just wanting to learn and learn together. I'm not saying that I have everything perfect and have it all figured out, but I've definitely made some changes over the years that, like I said, we've been able to stick with and continue, that's really impacted our lives. So I'm going to share my screen here, and this is the presentation that we're going to be going through. I hope that you can all see my screen. Can you see it, Lisa?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, well, what we like to focus on is making one simple change. And for us, that was really what we did 13 years ago. My friend Sharon shared a way to flood our bodies with fruits and vegetables. If you had asked us at the time if we were healthy, I would have said yes. I would have said that we ate healthy. But the truth is, we were in our early 20s and we were right on the edge of a health crisis. We had gotten so used to being sick and tired that had become our normal. And I think that that's probably true for most people. I asked my 12-year-old daughter today, I said, Ansley, why do you think most people don't eat healthy? And she said, Mom, I think they just don't know. Everybody thinks they are healthy and they're doing okay, but they really just don't know what to eat. And I think she nailed right on the head. Like, I didn't choose to feed us unhealthy on purpose. I really just didn't know. But here's the reality. I lived for the next nap. As soon as my son, he was about 14 months old at the time, woke up, I was counting the hours until he was going to go back to sleep again. And I shouldn't have been that tired. My husband had pneumonia 4 years in a row. He caught every cold that came around, so his immune system was shot. And yet I still thought that we were healthy. And I thought we ate healthy because we opened a can of green beans the night before. And like I said, the truth is we weren't. And it wasn't until my eyes were open to the power of fruits and vegetables that I really realized how important they were, and that I would do all I could to get as many into our family's diet as we could. And it really started for us with the one simple change of adding Juice Plus. And that's some of the things that we're going to talk about today. And I did ask on the Facebook event page, I just kind of did a poll to see where you guys were at and what's your biggest frustration of eating healthy. And it seems to be picky eaters and time. And that's really what comes across. So those are two things that we're gonna connect with tonight. But let's talk about, what does good health mean to you? So healthy eating habits, being fit, lots of energy, preventing disease. I know there's probably something going through your mind now that you could answer of what good health means. Like I said, we had a very skewed view of what good health meant, and it wasn't until we got that health back that I realized how far we had slipped away from it. So thinking about that for your family, there's probably someone in your life that comes to mind that you wish, had more vitality, had better health, eating habits and would exercise, and maybe that person is you. And really, that's the best place to start, because we can change ourselves. We can change what we eat and what we buy in the store and our thought process. And we can, make ourselves get up and go to the gym or out for a walk or whatever that is. It starts with us, and especially with us as moms, because like it or not, we're the ones that buy the food in the store. We're the ones that provide the meals, and we give the kids options. I've never seen an 8-year-old that goes through the McDonald's drive-thru on their own. And, it's because we've taken them there, and that's why they ask for it. So I think keeping our minds open tonight to know if you're wanting a change, we've got to be the change that we want to see. And I think it's so encouraging, because we can really do a lot to impact that. So let's talk about the state of America's health. Heart disease is the number one killer of Americans. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 2 men will have cancer right now. Those are the statistics for now. 1 in 3 will have diabetes. 1 in 3 is obese. 70% of Americans are on 2 or more prescription medications, and 80% of U.S. teens are eating diets that put them on a clear path to heart disease. I remember myself as a teenager, and it was like a burrito and a bag of Munchos every day for like 3 years in high school. And I think about what even my teenager eats. Thankfully, he's open to taking food from home, and he packs his lunch every day. But if he ate in the cafeteria at school, it's not good. It's not good. And the more they're out of the house and around other people's food choices, and the more I realize, I really cannot control anymore what he's eating. And so I hope that what I've set him up for, those will stick. But here's our striking reality. 90% of the food eaten in America is processed. Like, just stop and think of that one thing that I just said. 90% of the food, that means the majority of what's in the middle of the grocery aisle is what, in the grocery store, is what people are eating. 90% of it. So we live in a time where our children are harmed more by poor diet than by exposure to alcohol, drugs, and tobacco combined. And experts agree that 75% of diseases are preventable through good nutrition. And that's the exciting part of this, because I always thought about foods that weren't healthy for me and things that we should eat, but I didn't think about how important the healthy foods were and what they could do for us. So that's what we're going to talk about. This is a great program called Nutrition Detectives by Dr. David Katz, and he just gives 5 of these really easy things to remember about eating healthy and about reading a food label, because there are times where you do have to buy something out of the middle of the grocery store. But here's in some of those packaged processed foods, but here's what we can think about. Don't trust the front cover. They put a lot of money into advertising to make us think that it's healthy. They put natural on everything. Really, just don't trust the box, okay? Look at the ingredient list. We're used to looking at calories, fat, and that type of thing, but we want to be looking at what's in it. What are the ingredients in it? And the first ingredient is always the biggest. That means there's the most of that first ingredient in there. So if the first ingredient is sugar, it means most of it is made from sugar. Identify the harmful ingredients like hydrogenated oils, high fructose corn syrup, some of those things. The longer the ingredient list is, the less, the further it's gotten away from real food. So we want to make sure it has a short ingredient list and you can pronounce those ingredients, and then look for 2 grams of fiber or more. Just those 5 things can really transform the food choices that you make from the inside of that grocery store to be a better option. All right, so let's think about this. Real food doesn't have a label, right? So if you buy just an apple alone, it doesn't have a label on it. If you buy a bag of apples, it will have a label. But we don't ever look at that apple and think, okay, what's in this apple? How much fat is in it? How much sugar? How much fiber? We know that whole food, that whole apple is really good for us. And really an easy way to think about this is, and the reason why I say to shop the inside of grocery store is because everything on the perimeter of the grocery store, if you were to lose electricity within a couple of days, everything on the perimeter is going to go bad. And that's a good thing, because bacteria should be able to eat the food that we're trying to eat, right? So look at that watermelon after 80 days. It's barely even recognizable as a watermelon at this point. And then look at that hamburger and French fries. This is day 1 and day 180. It does not look any different. And I have one in my cabinet right now that's at least a month old, and it looks exactly the same. It just gets hard like plastic. If you tap it, it just is plastic. The French fries look exactly the same. They're just hard. It's like they really seriously turn to plastic. So we want to make sure that we're eating food that will rot or sprout. If not, you should throw it out, because like I said, if even a bacteria can't eat it, our bodies aren't going to be able to break it down either. So the road to good health, let's think about this. 150 doctors researched 4,500 different studies on what keeps us healthy. And the only common denominator is a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. You know, I mean, that's what they said. Out of all of these studies, 4,500 studies, it's the people that eat the most fruits and vegetables that win. So here's an easy way to remember. If you fill half of your plate, so this is the new, instead of a food pyramid, we remember the pyramid, this is choosemyplate.gov, and they're saying half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables at every meal. And often we think of fruit for breakfast, vegetables for dinner, but we need it for both. And if you look at that plate, really 3/4 of it is from a plant source, and only 1/4 is from a protein source, or what we would think of as from an animal source. So just try to get that plate to have as many fruits and vegetables on it every single day as possible. And here's why. Many of you have probably heard of the words oxidative stress or even antioxidants. I'm going to talk about what that antioxidant means, but oxidative stress is really linked to poor health. And in each human cell, the DNA is hit about 10,000 times a day by mutagenic oxidants. Okay, so Dr. Bruce Ames says not having enough fruits and vegetables in your diet is like standing in front of an X-ray machine every day. None of us would take our family in front of an X-ray machine every day, but often we don't put any thought into how many fruits and vegetables they've had, or we've just given up on them. Like, I've tried to serve you fruits and vegetables. I'm tired of scraping it off your plate. I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't want to waste the money or to have the fight with them to eat it. But we need that fruits and vegetables. We need those antioxidants to help protect our cells. That's what our defense is. These fruits and vegetables provide antioxidants that are needed for healthy cell performance. Think of the antioxidants. It's like the protective coating. That's what keeps those hits from getting on our cells. It blocks those. It's like a shield. And that's what keeps our cells from mutating. That's what helps to boost our immune system and just really help our bodies to function the way they're supposed to. And most people know that they're not getting enough fruits and vegetables from the food that they're eating, so they tend to rely on a vitamin to fill the gap. And I know I did that when I was pregnant the first time, and they said, take this prenatal vitamin, and it's because your body needs even more nutrients at that time. And so I just did. I took this prenatal vitamin, not ever really thinking about what is in this little pill and where did that come from. Where if you look at the contrast of that of an apple, what you see here is a list of 25 pages that it would take to list everything in one apple. So you're seeing one of 25 pages just in one apple alone. So if you take one multivitamin, then you think, well, I need to take this vitamin for this. And you read an article that says, well, I need to take this one for this, and this for joint health, and this for cardiovascular, this for brain health. And before you know it, you're taking a whole handful of nutrients, and you're hoping that you're piecing together what your body needs. But when we look at the synergy effect of all of those nutrients in the apple working together, it really just cannot be duplicated. We need to get our food, our nutrition from the food itself, not from a chemical rendition in a pill form of a multivitamin. But even knowing we're supposed to be eating enough fruits and vegetables, most people just aren't. They either can't, they don't, or they won't. And on average, the American consumes less than 2 servings a day. And in 13 years of talking to people, I have seen that over and over again. And really, this is kind of where we were at. Like I said, I thought we were eating healthy, but it was often like a salad if we went out to eat dinner, and it was a can of green beans, but it wasn't a consistent 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables that we're supposed to be getting every day. Yeah, 9 to 13. 5 to 7 for kids, 7 to 9 for women, and 9 to 13 for men. If you're an athlete, it needs to be bumped up, like closer to 20, because of the oxidative stress that they're getting. So if you're working out at all, running, you need to increase that even more. So on average, they're getting 2 servings a day, or we're getting 2 servings a day. You know, as Americans, it's just not enough. So what do we do about that? And when Sharon introduced me to Juice Plus, and she helped me see that it was an easy way to bridge that gap, and between what I should be eating and what we really were eating, I was really excited about it. And at first I was just excited for my son because I knew he didn't eat enough fruits and vegetables. And I thought, this is great. It's in a gummy. This will be perfect. I can get these little gummies and get these fruits and veggies into his diet. Little did I know how much I needed that too. So like I said, I told you we thought we were healthy. I was tired all the time, and I was also constipated, which is not something anybody really talks about. And I didn't even know that I was. I didn't even know that I was until I started to flood my body with these fruits and veggies. And then I realized what it felt to be regular and how my stomach didn't hurt anymore. I remember laying in bed, and if my husband put his arm on my stomach, I would move it down because it just hurt to have any pressure. And I didn't even think about it. I never even would have said that that was an issue I struggled with, but it absolutely was. Struggling to find something to eat in the morning for breakfast. I'm just not a real breakfast eater. I don't like a heavy breakfast, and so often I would skip eating anything for breakfast and then just eat lunch and dinner, and then I would be hungry by nighttime, so I would drink a big glass of milk or have something like a bowl of cereal late at night. So I was setting myself up for some really poor eating habits. And what we're going to talk about today is the capsules, the chewables, the shake mix called Complete, and then also I just want to mention this Tower Garden. The Tower Garden is an easy way to grow your own fruits and vegetables. You can do it inside or outside. It's aeroponic growing system, meaning there's no soil. It's about 5 feet tall. It's really cool. So if you want to know about that, just let us know and we can send you some videos to watch it. But let's get into a little bit more detail about what Juice Plus is. I'm going to read to you what the list of everything that is in the fruit, vegetables, berries. We call that the trio. That's what my husband and I take. And then also the Complete, which is the all plant-based smoothie mix that we use for breakfast. And I have a little chart here that I'm going to read off of, as it may not be completely clear to you. If you're on your phone, it will be tiny. But I'm going to read these ingredients. And I want you to think, if you were to be able to get this into your body every day and into your kids' bodies, how do you think that that would affect their health? So we have acerola cherries, alfalfa sprouts, amaranth, apple, artichoke leaf, beets, bilberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, blueberry, broccoli sprouts, cabbage, carrots, chickpea, cocoa, Concord grapes, cranberries, dates, elderberries, garlic, ginger root, grapes, green tea, kale, millet, mushroom, oats, orange, papaya, parsley, pea, peaches, pineapple, pomegranate, prune, pumpkin, quinoa, radish sprouts, raspberries, rice, soy, spinach, spirulina, tomato, and yucca. I don't know about you guys. Some of these things I really, really like, and some of these things I am never going to get into my body on a daily basis or into the diet of my kids every day. I love the variety that Juice Plus gives us of all these different plants. We're looking at like 47, 50 different plants here, and it's just such an easy way to get these in. So Juice Plus is 30 different whole foods. It's got a food label, very different than a supplement label that you might see. It has phytonutrients in there. That's plant nutrients. They're all non-GMO ingredients. It's dairy-free and it's gluten-free. It's NSF certified, which means it's a third-party quality assurance that what's in the bottle and the capsules is on the label, and what's on the label is in the capsules. And one of the things I love the most about it is the clinical research that's been done on Juice Plus. We are published in more than 30 published clinical studies. Clinical meaning it's been done when people take Juice Plus, and that's what I wanted to know, and we're going to touch on that here in a minute. The Juice Plus Complete, like I said, this is the all plant-based smoothie mix. It's naturally low fat, it's low sugar, low glycemic, and it's a shake mix that you can mix with, like I sometimes do water or almond or cashew milk with ice and maybe a banana and some peanut butter. It's plant-based protein mix, which comes from chickpeas, pea, rice, tofu, and soy. And being high in protein is really good for us as women. Often we are lacking in enough protein in our diet, and this is an easy way to get plant protein in, which your body's able to easily use. We also have a great source of fiber in here. So if constipation is an issue, both the capsules and the complete are going to knock that out and really just make your life a whole lot better. Or for your kids, because it's miserable as a mama to see your kids struggle with that. And it's also got ancient grains and sprouted grains in it, which are, again, just not something I'm going to have into our daily diet. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this research. So, like I said, this was research when people take Juice Plus, these are the results they see. Very different than like a test tube or borrowed research, like we have cranberries do this, so therefore our product does this. That doesn't really mean anything to me. I want to know what happens when people take this product. And here's what we know from the published studies that we have with Juice Plus. It contributes to cardiovascular wellness, supports a healthy inflammatory response. It supports quality of life in ovarian cancer survivors. It reduces the insulin resistance in overweight boys. That has to do with pre-diabetic kids. Supports lung health in smokers. So even somebody that's continuing to put contaminants in their body, into their lungs, it was still able to help them get healthier cells in those lungs. Supports healthy skin and gums, better hydration in your skin, better, thicker density, less bleeding and inflammation in your gums, helps support your immune health. And this is really where we saw a difference with my husband. Like I mentioned, he had had pneumonia for 4 years in a row. And after being on Juice Plus, we saw that his immune system got stronger and stronger and stronger. And it took a full year for his body to really heal from all the damage that had been done to him. And while those antibiotics saved his life, killed the bacteria, it wreaked havoc on his gut system and on his immune system. So it took time to rebuild that. But a year later, it was night and day difference. I say I got my afternoons back, that I didn't have to take a nap. My husband says he got his life back, and he really did. We joke and say if we had had a GPS when we first got married, because we lived in Boston, and if we had had Juice Plus, we would have gotten along a whole lot better, because when we look back, I wanted to go do things. I wanted to go see things. I'm originally from New Mexico, and we were in Boston, but he was tired. He just wanted to sleep all the time. He did not feel good. And so I think, oh man, if we had just had Juice Plus, then how much better that could have been. That caused a lot of strife between us. So we're thankful that's not an issue anymore. We don't even think about it. It also helps protect our DNA. It reduces oxidative stress, what we talked about, and it's actually absorbed by the body. So that's a really great thing. A lot of times when people take like a multivitamin or synthetic vitamin, their urine changes color, maybe even changes smell, and that's because their body just flushes it out. Their kidneys and their liver have to flush that through, where with Juice Plus, we are, it's able to be absorbed by the body very quickly. And it's because of that research that it's supported by thousands of leading health professionals all around the world. And I've heard many of them speak and say without the research, they wouldn't touch it, because there's all these products out there and everybody has all these claims. Well, this product is great and this one is great. But when you really look at them, they don't have any product specific research. And without that research, a doctor's really putting their practice on the line, because they're liable for what they recommend and they share with their patients. And because of the strong research on Juice Plus, they are very confident in sharing it with the people that they're taking care of. And they take it themselves. Many of these doctors not only recommend it to their families, they're taking it themselves, and their kids are taking it, their wives are taking it, and it's their passion about this research that helps propel them to tell other people about it, including their patients. There's another health study. It's called the Juice Plus Children's Health Study. And this was a little bit different. This wasn't done in a lab. This was 200,000 participants, kids and their parents, sharing how Juice Plus had impacted their life. Okay, so what we're seeing is that it's really a springboard to better health. So we've got 56% of them were taking fewer over-the-counter and prescription drugs. 60% were missing fewer days of school. 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables after taking Juice Plus. And I think that's really the picture that got all of our attention with Lisa, is all of those fruits and veggies in little Makayla's body has her wanting and craving to eat more. And Lisa, if you need to, you can press mute on your phone and we won't hear anything. I know you guys are just getting home. So Makayla started to eat a salad after she got those fruits and vegetables in her little body in only like a week and a half or something. I was shocked at how fast that worked. But Lisa shared with us that Makayla eats the least amount of fruits and vegetables. Her body was needing that nutrition, and it's a metabolic reprogramming. It starts to say, hey, we need that. That's what we need. So eat more of that. And it starts to change their eating habits, not just for the kids, but the parents too. It's incredible. 66% were visiting the doctor less. 71% were drinking more water. 71% were saying no thank you to the fast foods and wanting to make healthier choices. I don't know about you guys, but that's what excites me. I love the research and the clinical studies, but to really see in these families how Juice Plus is impacting, that's what propels me to share it with anyone that will listen to me. And I just love the impact it's making. If the kids are taking less medication, if they're visiting the doctor less, and that equates to less school missed, that's all things that's money back in my pocket as a mama, that I don't have to pay co-pays, that I'm not having to pay for prescription drugs or over-the-counter meds. I love that. And I want my kids to feel good. I don't want them to be sick. In the last 10 years, I've taken our girls to the doctor twice for being sick. They're 10 and 12. 2 times. My son, it's been over 10 years for being sick. He's now 14, and he was probably about 4 years old when I took him for the last time. It absolutely has improved their immune systems, and it has saved us money. It's been an investment that's well paid for itself, that not having to pay medical bills. This is Dr. Richard Dubois, and he's the former president, Georgia Society of Internal Medicine and the Infectious Disease Society of Georgia, as well as the Medical Association of Atlanta. I've heard Dr. Dubois speak multiple times in person. I always love listening to him and learning from him. And he says that after looking at all of the research done on Juice Plus, he recognizes that there is nothing else available any place in the world, with or without a prescription, that has been shown to do all of those things in the human body. And I don't know about you, but that excites me, because there is not a side effect to eating more fruits and vegetables. Juice Plus doesn't have a side effect to it, where if you look at any medication, it's a list of side effects. And he's saying, with or without a prescription, he's never, ever seen anything else out there that has been shown to do what Juice Plus can in our bodies. So, it's really with that excitement, like I said, and that passion that has propelled me to share that with other people. And so I want you to think about where you're at on your health journey. If you're looking for changes, if you're wanting to see changes in your family's health or in yourself, I just really want to encourage you to invest in your wellness. Oftentimes we just go day by day, and we're really subsidizing our illness choice by choice, really without even thinking about it. And the first step is being on here tonight, opening your heart and your mind to this information, deciding you want to make a change. And one of the easiest investments that you can make is adding the shake in the morning, making a smoothie, and it's a real creamy taste. It's not chalky, I promise. It's so good. And the capsules. Capsules or gummies. It's just simple. You don't even have to think about it. You just swallow those. It's excellent. And then adopt one simple change each month with us. And let me explain what that is in just a second. Really, Juice Plus is very affordable for families. It costs about the same as a cup of gourmet coffee. If we're looking at $3 a day for a cup of Starbucks, which I can't even get a cup of Starbucks for $3, but that's on average for a gourmet cup of coffee. The fruit and vegetable capsules are $1.49 a day plus tax, and the trio, the fruit, vegetable, and berries, are $2.38 a day, and our shake is about $2.05 a day. I mean, that's cheaper than going through the drive-through. If you were to add up the fruit and veggies and berries, and also the shake. That's really about what it costs for a cup of coffee at Starbucks. And I have to tell you, the best thing about all of this is that Juice Plus is free for kids. And I know that that was something that Lisa was really excited about, to know that when she started taking the capsules herself, then Makayla could get her Juice Plus for free, her gummies or capsules, whichever she would have chosen. But I'm pretty sure we got her on the gummies. So, it's really a buy one, get one free. And the reason why the company did that is they know when parents and kids make the decision together and they're both on board, then the likelihood of that working and them being able to stick with those changes is much higher if they do this as a family. And they really wanted to keep Juice Plus affordable for families. Here's some one simple change ideas, and this is something that we do each month, okay? So we have Facebook support groups, and we can encourage you with those. But here's some other things. So let's say, your first one simple change is to add Juice Plus, and then think of one other thing you can start doing along with that, like eat a green vegetable twice a day, or drink a smoothie every morning. You can have all kinds of things like kale and avocado, things you wouldn't think about putting in a smoothie, but you can't even taste them in there. Maybe it's simple as stretch for 10 minutes a day, sleep for 8 hours each night, reduce dairy intake, 2 salads a day, eat an apple a day, 25 push-ups daily, go to the gym 5 days a week or 3 days a week or 1 day a week, whatever it is that you feel like you could consistently do each time. And then every month, just keep adding one more change. And that's really what a healthy lifestyle is built out of. We're not talking a diet here tonight. Diets don't work. Probably many of you have been on a diet before. We're talking healthy lifestyles, and connecting with a like-minded community is so very important to be able to do that and get that encouragement and support. So I just really want to thank you for being on here. Our 30 minutes, they bump us off, but I would love to just answer any questions that you have. So if you want to get back on, you're welcome to. And thank you everybody so much for joining us. I'm going to stop this sharing and stop the recording.